Hi, what's up everyone on YouTube? I know I haven't, let me close the door. I haven't, posted any videos on my YouTube channel for 3 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? I can't explain why I haven't, done it though. Why I haven't, but not to say I was going through a lot of stress, but I don't want to talk about that because I normally don't talk about that on the YouTube channel because I'm a private person, so I can't talk about why I was under stress. But I want to, I think it was like a few months ago in January 2023. I posted some videos of why Mario never gets the respect that he deserves as Nintendo's mascot. And I kind of I kind of got a little bit, I wasn't super angry, but I kind of got angry in the video. A little bit. I don't know how angry I got. I remember I was like yelling a little bit though. But I wanted to explain more about him now. About my rant. I get that, And I also posted my community posts thinking if Nintendo was going to post anything about the year of Luigi. That I said that Nintendo would post something about the year of Luigi in the first Nintendo Direct, but that never happened. Or I was watching the Mario Brothers movie with my boyfriend a couple weeks ago on April 8th, and nothing about the year of Luigi. So I guess you're wondering, is Nintendo really celebrating the year of Luigi? Because there hasn't been anything about it. No new games have been popping up. So I think what's going to happen is, since we're going to approach the 5th month now, I think that it could still happen. Do I think it's Nintendo still celebrating the year of Luigi? Didn't fix my purple, but let's not worry about that. But they might now. It's hard to say now. I was really optimistic about that. I was really optimistic about that in the beginning of the year. But I think that as time goes on, I was talking to my mom about it now. If the longer that Nintendo doesn't talk about it, it makes you think that they're not going to celebrate it though. But don't lose hope yet, people. Don't lose hope. I think they're gonna. I think what Nintendo's really trying to do is, I think they were trying to finish up the Mario Brothers movie to the theaters before they talk about the year of Luigi. So, since it wasn't the year of Luigi was not in the movie, I was hoping to see references, but it wasn't in it though. That was the truth though. So I was thinking maybe what Nintendo will probably do is look for the next Nintendo Direct. Look for that. Look for that. Look for that. Just be patient. Sometimes Nintendo doesn't like to rush things. They want things to be pitch perfect. And so don't rush them. Do I think Nintendo's going to celebrate? Yes. I still have hope. Just look for the next Nintendo Direct, whether it's in May or in June. I don't know. Look for probably around the summertime, probably. If they don't announce it in May now, since we're near the end of April now and they still haven't said anything. But back to Mario though, about the perspective part. I know how I was saying that he was ruined as a character in Brawl. But I wanted to explain to you why I say that he was ruined and Mario was ruined in Brawl. Well, it's because, if you look at his viability in Smash 64 and Melee, though, if you look at his viability in the first 2 Smash games competitively, in Smash 64 and Melee, he wasn't top tier, he wasn't high tier, he was a middle tier character. He was middle tier in both games. Well, actually, I think in Melee, he was more a low mid. Sorry about the coughing, but I think he was a low mid tier character in Melee. Actually, since I think in Smash 64, he was ranked 7th. Melee 15th. But in Brawl, he's still 31st. In Brawl, he's still, at the top of the low tier. He's at a low tier character just a little bit in Brawl, but I still see that he was ruined in Brawl, since he was, low tier, since Mario's first time being low tier. So that's why I see he was ruined in Brawl, because he was a low tier character, because I'm thinking Also, his attacks were too weak. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't understand it, you know. He was pretty strong in Smash 64. Like in the original Smash Brothers, he was pretty strong. I don't know why Sakurai nerfed his knockout power and recovery and melee and brawl. It got worse in both games. Like it was his knockout power and recovery got worse in melee, but it got even worse in brawl than it did in melee with his knockout power and recovery. And I'm thinking to myself, why? It doesn't make sense for Mario to be that weak in brawl though. So that's why I say he was ruined in brawl. He's a low tier and his attacks were too weak. Well, he was weaker in brawl than he ever was before. That's why that's why I say he was ruined as a character in brawl though. But yeah, may have a coffee. So yeah. You know, I've also been looking into game theory. I don't look at game theory as much as I used to. You know, I kind of got tired of doing it. After a while, I don't really, you know, talk about game theory as much as I used to. But I do think, you know, I was doing research about. I've been doing this for a couple months now, just to see how many people like Luigi and Mario. You could tell I have both. Luigi and Mario there. You can tell I have both plushies in the background on my shelf. You can probably see it right back there. But no, I think that but now I was doing like a poll just to see how many people placed them both on their favorite character list. Not just, you know, because, you know, like, Mario is he's more famous now. He's a more famous one, but people like Luigi, better than him. Because of his, you know, for various reasons, he has more character, Luigi has more character development, you know, which expresses his emotions more. He's skinnier, he jumps higher, they like him better for his weight down, being skinnier, or he jumps higher, better ability. He has better kill moves and recovery. Better knockout moves in recovery than Mario does in Smash. They probably like him better for his abilities, his emotions, his character development, him being skinnier, and they might like how he looks more. Or that he just simply wears green, you know? But I'm running out of things to say a little bit, so I'm trying to not make this video too long, but yeah, but I just wanted to see how many people actually like them both, not just Luigi, only him, because I feel like that, because I was like on favorite characters list from top 10, just to see what people have to say about them both, and some people say they hate Mario, or they hate him, or they don't like him, but they don't say anything about that Luigi in the top 10 section, but they do with Mario. Some people said that they hate him. You know, I mean, some people say that they hate him in the top 10 section, but with Luigi, they didn't say it. So you could tell that they still say more negative things about Mario on the internet. I still hear more negative things about him. Or they probably think he doesn't care about Luigi, but he does, so I'm not going to get into that now. He does care about Luigi, obviously, but I don't want to get into that part right now. But they think he doesn't care about him, but obviously he does. But my verdict of what I've been doing now, I was on Reddit. I looked up the favorite character list on Reddit recently. And I see a lot of Luigi's in the number one. Yeah, he's in number one. I don't see, you know, Mario's being first as much. He was first like maybe 2 to 3 times, but Luigi was like first like 10 to 11 times. You see what I mean? Luigi was like number one like 10 to 11 times, and he was even second. How often they were placed second on the list now? How often they placed second? You know, I saw Luigi was second more often than Mario was. So it tells me that a lot of people like Luigi better. I knew that since I was a kid down. Even my friends liked him better. Even friends I haven't seen for a long time. Like, I have, like, you know, my friends, like, I could say the names, like, Kian and Ashley. Like, whenever I play Mario Party with them, they usually pick Luigi, though. Especially Ashley, she's always Luigi. So that tells me, you know. So, yeah, I have some friends who really, really like him now. You know? that has friends who really, really like him, you know. Because sometimes, and some of them, they pick him all the time. Like Ashley, she picks him all the time. But does she like Mario? No, she doesn't like him. You know, she doesn't, you know, like him now. Yeah. But for me now, as I grew older, you know, I mean, I used to say negative things about Mario too. Like, you know, I used to. Oh, the only reason why I used to I don't make fun of his weight anymore. I used to now because my friends used to call him fat now. Especially my friend Tian, and he used to call him fat all the time, and his little brother Javon, you know, they always used to call him fat, and they kind of like, follow the crowd, you know. Do I think Mario was fat? No. He's not close to being fat, no. Maybe he was in the NES, he was pretty chubby in the original. In the NES, maybe I could see he was closer to being fat in the NES. I'm not saying he's fat in the NES, but he's kind of closer to it now. His stomach was too big. Was pretty big, you know, in the NES. So it was probably the closest thing, but I think he was definitely pretty big in the cartoons, like, you know, the Super Show, Mario Brothers 3 in the World, the Deep cartoons. He looks pretty fat in the only time I would say that Mario really was fat now was in, the Deep cartoons, you know, like, that's the only time I say that he really looked fat because his face was really, really big, though. So that's the only time you're going to hear me calling Mario fat now is just in the Deep cartoons. He was only fat in the cartoons. In the NES now, he was pretty chubby in the NES, but was he fat? I think he was closer to it, though, because like his stomach almost, if you look, you know, at the front of his stomach, the front of his stomach was, it didn't stick out past his nose, it didn't stick out that far, but I saw how much his stomach sticked out to NES, it was closer to his nose. In the NES, but I'm running out of time now, because I recorded for about over 12 minutes, I don't want my video to get caught up now, so, peace out.